That's good.
Still,
or
like,
both at the same time.
hey,
Work out while you're smoking a blunt. I'll drink to that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's like with like so this is all under my new solo project, and like my previous bands, being contemporary, like we were just talking about, was like sort of at the forefront. Because there's like, as an artist, and maybe you encounter this too, I think there's like kind of a dichotomy of a clash of like doing exactly what you want to do, with no regard for what people would think, or or what the industry will think, and balancing that with like what they would think. Okay. So you have something that's like true to yourself, but also like contemporary or like relevant enough to like appeal to a wide audience. So that's like something like was like part of the conversation when we were producing songs in my old bands. But for this new project, like, it's the ultimate freedom, because I have full control, and I don't give a shit about like if it becomes big or not, because like, and I also think like we're at a cycle in like the industry where like some of these old school like styles and influences are kind of coming back. Everything's like cyclical, so like the old school hip hop, that sampled funk and like integrated more like instrumental styles of music that's less electronic based, and even rock music I think is starting to come around a bit too. So it's like, maybe
I would agree. Yeah, I mean, I would agree, and I think that's great, man. I mean, me personally, okay. Now, I grew up in the 80s listening to, like, synth bands, synth hip-hop, synth-based, drum machine-based hip-hop and R&B. But my favorite stuff to rock over, if I really had to be honest, is live music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Whether it's, like, played live or whether it's sampled from a live source. Instruments, that's like my absolute, and I don't know why. I think it's just whatever.
It's like it's organic, like it's real.
It's organic,
like it gives you a feeling that you don't get from something that's just electronic.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
agreed.
I'm sure
totally.
other people.
I like it both ways.
I mean, I've made albums that were completely synth based, and but I think at this stage in my life, I think definitely, or my career, if I had to. I just love the human feeling of rocking over live instruments.
Yeah, absolutely, and like that translates to the live show so well. Like, I go to so many shows, and I've been to a lot of hip hop shows, and like 10 out of 10 times, there's a live band, I enjoy it like way more. Yeah. And there's other.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. It's just more interesting to watch too.
And like again, it's like that. The beauty of the live show is like the connection you get with the music, and it's hard to get that if it's like pre-recorded. And some guys can pull it off for sure. Yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with. I mean, there's having done it both ways. I mean, there's definitely pros and cons to each. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like I saw the Roots did a couple East Coast shows last winter. I caught them, and it's just like, they can just have a beat and rap and like still be better than most. But then they have these guys with big horns over their strapped over their backs, jumping around, and like guitarists, and it's just like, this is
it's exciting.
Yeah,
it's exciting. I mean, it's great. It sounds great, but it's exciting to watch too. And just that you can't. There's just no substitute for that, really.
Yeah. So speaking of live shows, you got like some shows coming up this summer. Like...
I do. Yeah, it's festival season right now.
Yeah.
I don't know when people are going to see this, but it's middle of June right now. So. It's festival season right now, so I'm playing festivals all clear through the fall.
Nice, like mostly like West Coast.
All over really. We're getting ready to play in Canada and the Bay Area, California, and Colorado, and yada yada yada. So
gotta get you on the East Coast, man.
Yeah, I'm coming out there in the fall. Well, that's
really?
Yeah, because my 10th album.
10th album.
Yeah, it's called Quite a Life. It drops in September, it looks like, and we've got a whole tour routed, so we'll be coming out east again. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, well, have to get you out, man.
Yeah, man.
Come sit in.
Dude.
We'll do some shit, man.
Yeah, man, well, that's a cool thing, like, again, like, for my solo project is, like, the music is just all what I want to do, but I'm also, like I told you earlier, and as people will see with the new singles, like, I want to, like, cover a lot of genres and just sort of, like, establish myself as, like, a go-to guy, because what I've had a lot of fun doing before is like hired gun stuff, because you
mean like as a session player or
live
or live
yeah
player, yeah.
And so like one of my hopes out of this project is to get like live gigs out of it.
Okay.
You know, for like, you know, let's say you're on the East Coast and, you know, your main guitarist can't make it out for a few dates or something.
Right.
You need a backup.
Yeah.
And I've done that before, and it's been a lot of fun. Like, I've done stuff with, I got hired to play with a Nigerian reggae artist.
Wow.
In DC.
Who?
King Baba James.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
that's awesome. Shout out to King Baba James.
This was a couple years ago, but that was just such a cool experience. I mean, me being just the white boy I am, playing with a bunch of like Rastafarian dudes, it was just hilarious and awesome at the same time, because those cats could play, and like it was also like flattering that, you know, that like they were like welcoming me, and like, you know, knew I could play.
Yeah, that's great.
And I could hang, and that was fun. And I've done stuff with like a industrial, like 9 Inch Nails type band.
Yeah,
too.
totally.
So I just love the variety.
The versatility is exciting, man. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's like the new album like? Is it
new album?
Well, some like new sounds, or?
Yeah, I mean, half of it was produced by Rob Mercurio of the band Galactic. So,
oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so there's like cool. A lot of New Orleans funky kind of stuff in there.
Yeah, they're great.
The other half was produced. I produced a couple, and then a band called Monophonics, which is like
I love those guys. Yeah, I know them.
Yeah, so they did a few tracks on the album too. So yeah, it's entitled.
Can't wait to hear that.
Right on, thanks, man. Yeah, so it's called Quite a Life. It's my 10th album. It's my 25th year in the game. You know, so it's a monumental occasion.
Veteran right here.
Yeah, still love it too, man.